Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number 456L-606. This is a satin clear-coated brass straight roller stop is what it is. A roller stop or roller bumper it's called. These are used in applications where you have two doors that will swing into each other and make contact, and there's no elegant way to really prevent that from happening, in fact. And it is unfortunately, is a very common sort of problem that exists when it comes to stopping doors that swing into each other. And the applications where this occurs is when you have nowhere to place a stop on the floor, or there's no overhead stop. There's no sort of option where you have another more elegant means by which to prevent the doors from making contact with each other. So, and there happens to be a video down below this video that shows the application of where this may happen. The instance where you're going to run into this or bump into this is where you have one door of each hand. You've got what would be a left-hand door and then a right-hand door. And the perfect example of that really is, in your mind's eye, just imagine you've got a door into a bathroom. And as it's a right-hand door. You enter, close the door behind you. Well, behind that door is a right-hand reverse storage door, closet door, linen closet, whatever it might be. That's called a right-hand reverse, but it's really a left-hand. I mean, it's really a right-hand reverse. But for purposes of this discussion, it's when you have a door of each hand, meaning you've got one that's left and one that's right, meaning they're hinged on opposite jambs. And that's where you could run into needing a straight roller bumper. And what ends up happening is if one door is kept ajar, you can attach the roller bumper to the door, and it will, to one of the two doors. So if you've got that linen closet and it's ajar, here's the linen closet. I've got it ajar a little bit. Well, here's my right-hand door. That's going to come out, hit that, and push it back, push it closed. And that's what the straight roller bumper is meant to do. This is the 6-inch or 6 1/4 inch projection. They have one that's shorter. It's about 4 or 4.5. We'll talk about that in a moment. And why you would use the longer one, which is fairly uncommon, about 6 1/8, compared to the shorter one, is when you simply have the need to reach further, or you have greater projection. You might have a grade 1 lever lock, and that's got a pretty good projection off the face of the door. This is in the 606 finish. That means three things. It means it's made of solid brass, it means it's in a satin finish, and that it has a clear coat applied. Weighs about 0.46 pound. It includes screws to get it installed. I'm going to say that these are stainless steel screws in a plated type of finish. They're not brass. And stainless is marginally magnetic when it's been machined. They're not steel, is the bottom line, and they're not brass. So, that's where you'll use it. Let's switch to the screen view now, and we'll take a closer look at other finishes and then describe more fully where this is used. Okay, here is the item that we are indeed looking at. The 456L. If you wanted the standard length, it would just be the 456. L for long. Now, the other finishes, let's take a look at that. Let's just search for 456L. Okay, we have these other places here. These other finishes, I should say. 605 polished brass, 606 satin brass, that's the item we're working on. 612 satin bronze, 613 oil rub bronze, 619 satin nickel, 625 polished chrome, 626 satin chrome. They can do other finishes. They can do black powder coat. They can do antique nickel. They can do anything that their tooling and their machinery and their knowledge and expertise will permit. So if you need a custom finish, reach out to us. I'm quite sure that Rockwood will oblige the request. they almost always are capable of obliging special requests. So back to our 456L that we see here. And let's take a look at the let's look at the extended description first. So it's a straight roller stop, made of brass, satin clear coat, 2-inch diameter. I didn't measure the diameter. Let me do so now. Yeah, 2-inch diameter, that's to be sure. Duraflex bumper. It's just a rubber bumper that you can purchase separately from Rockwood. Why would you order these separately? Well, if you're a hospital, you're going to get lots of use on the door hardware, and this rubber, with enough use and fatigue, it's going to require replacement because it just won't work correctly. It'll, it can be damaged, etc. So you can buy that item separately. Includes 3 number 8 by 3/4 oval head sheet metal screws for use where doors swing into each other at right angles. All right, now let's take a look at the product brochure. And they show us, let's see. Let's take a look at that product brochure again. I had to correct it. So when you click on that, you're going to see the 2 different types and 3 different part numbers of the roller stops. And you'll see the 456 and then the 456L. Well, the description says, for use when doors when they swing into each other at right angles. As I had said earlier, you've got a right-hand door and then a right-hand reverse. A right hand and a left hand, you can kind of call it. That's when you use a straight bumper. And they literally do work just like this. Now, if you have 2 doors that are of the same swing, you'll use the curved style. And indeed, that video that I have down below, this is indeed 2 doors that swing in the same direction. Now, what they did was they solved this rather creatively. They put a wall stop onto the face of that door to prevent, when this door opens, hitting that knob. Pretty creative solution, and that's what you get when you leave the general public up to attaching hardware to doors. It's good. It just doesn't help us when this door is left ajar or someone's in the act of using it and the door is ajar. It doesn't help push anything back and away. So assuming that the door never closes, or I should say is never left open, that weird bumper that's there. And you can see the dents. You can see all the... you can see that the door has not always been in the closed position. I remember taking this video many, many years ago. This was at a coffee shop in a town called Schaumburg, Illinois, the flagship coffee shop in that town. This national chain's flagship shop in Schaumburg. And they needed a roller bumper. They needed a curved roller bumper, in fact. And while the curved bumper is not without, shortcomings, because you can get those doors to a position, well, if the door's not, if the door's open too far, it's going to not make contact at all. But the point of the matter is, if the doors are open to a point where contact is inevitable, then the goal of the roller bumper is to move one door out of the way. Okay. The 455 is the curved. The shorter one I had mentioned, I said I thought it was about 4 inch. It's 4 9/16. And then, of course, you have your 456L that's here. Okay. That's where you use those. Nice little diagram that's there. Okay, now, below this video is a link to the manufacturer's page here. When you click on that, you'll be able to pull up not only all of the Rockwood products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog for their core product line, roller bumpers, flat goods like kick plates, push and pull hardware as well, general run-of-the-mill trim and auxiliary hardware. They also have their architectural door pull catalog here as well. And that's 100+ pages of custom. They're all made to order, so therefore I suppose they're custom ordered, of door pulls made of every architectural metal: brass, bronze, stainless, wood as well, rubber wrapped as well, leather wrapped. all different kinds of sizes, all different sorts of shapes and designs. And with Rockwood's custom capability, you can consider this architectural door pull catalog as a picture book as well. Lots of answers that you can come up with this arsenal of available products. Okay, let's wrap up this video on camera. And in conclusion, a very nice quality item. The fit and finish is always very good with Rockwood, in the sense that what I'm saying is they have a really good command over the manufacturing process because there's no overspray of the lacquer. The finish is consistent. You know, it's obviously being done by hand and with machine assistance, but the brushing looks very nice. It's just, finish hardware like this literally is meant to last a century, longer in fact. And they just do such a great job when it comes to making sure that it looks nice, that it just tells me that they really have it figured out pretty well in terms of how, you know, their environment that they're working in, the material, all of the additional environment that's created as a result. I mean, what does it really take to brush this? This is going to throw off some sort of micro dust in the environment, so they must have it really figured out because they are well above average when it comes to fit and finish. And I can tell you that as a US 4, or in this case 606 satin brass, US 4 means satin brass, but that definition doesn't define the base material. 606 means satin brass, but it defines the base material as brass. So this is a good, faithful US 4, there's no doubt, because finishing is all chemistry. There's literally a black book that says how much of this and how much of this and how much of this to use when you're making it. And just really fascinating in that regard. I've been to a plating plant, and I left with a realigned appreciation for exactly what it takes to get a finish on hardware. Any questions on the 456L and a 606 finish or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.